Hello. What's up, peoples? It's a terraformer, and we're playing 3rd edition once more. Now, the first 4 levels I had beaten at a time, and then remember when in the end of Luigi's Adventure 3 where I was saying recordings would just poof because, you know, I had no space on my hard drive. Well, after that after the project was completely done, the episode was uploaded, I wanted to delete every single video that I had going on that wasn't already rendered. Well, it turns out Mario X World 3rd Edition was not rendered. So here you get to watch MarkyJoe 1990 play the first 4 levels. I beat this like on his second or first try or something, then came back to record it once more or something like that. I think he does that with the first 2 levels. And then we'll see what happens after the next one after that. But yeah, this is probably the easiest level for like 2 worlds. It's pretty funny. Like, it goes on for a bit, but it's pretty easy, and it's also the first appearance of the cape. And we'll be seeing a lot of that, because it's not the only cape, but it's definitely the easiest one to navigate upon. So, you know, this level isn't, like, bad or anything. You get some shell disappearing action. You know it's a good level when your shells disappear. And also there's a generator there, but you can hardly tell. My tongue still hurts from yesterday, in case you were interested in the location of my tongue, ladies. So, what was that from, where the person kept saying stuff like that? I don't really remember. It's not really important. But I have like a half hour to kill with this video, so I like the SMB1 trees. Like, they're kind of nest-sized, but not, well, they might be 8-bit, I'm kind of not sure. And then Marky kind of plays with shells a whole lot. It was funny because I told him about this in kind of a joking way, and in no way did I expect him to do this for me. And I thank you wholeheartedly, by the way, because, you know, I didn't really want to redo this. You'll see why. Like, this, if it was just this level, then, you know, whatever, fine, but the next few levels are just kind of, you know. But you get to see his awesome playing skills, and because, you know, I wasn't futzing around this much. I was small and afraid also, so, you know, just a little heads up. A little making the. I like how Yoshi swallows it, like, as the fadeaway happens. It's pretty awesome. As you can see, the levels were already beaten. There's your proof. So by this level, I was bringing in capes, I think. Yeah, I was, because I wasn't at first, but then I got to a point and I decided, you know what, hey, I'm gonna fly over a thing. That football is kind of a jerk, but, you know, there's ways to get past it. Yeah, I was just kind of gliding past all this by the time I was getting places, but he only needed a few lives, like 10 or so, but I know where he had to ask me a question of where a thing was. You'll see why in a second. So here would be where I started flying, and I only flew over the next section, because even Luigi's Adventure was not this evil to do this. That's one tile, an insta-death, that reaches around into the next tile. I could not get past here consistently. I did it, but I couldn't do it consistently, so I would fly over it, and subsequently flying over this section too. At first I wasn't, but then the landing was getting me killed, so I kind of just stopped. But Marky, he does it. He does it without barely any power-ups, because I guess he lost it at some point. This part's stupid, because the generator will sometimes spawn as soon as you go to jump, and yeah, he did a good job dodging all that, though. Yeah, he fell here. I wonder why. He had to ask me where this was. I found it through the means of lunar magic, or else I wouldn't have known. Just, like, fall into random pits in the second room of an already hard level. Yeah, that makes subsequent lots of sense. Why do you need this piece of which? Well, you need a fire flower. Obviously, if it's provided, you need it. What do you need it for? Oh man, look at this. Look at this. I don't like that design. That was in Luigi's Adventure 2. Why would you do it? It's like you activate the beast, which you're gonna have to wait, and I do not like that. But you know, it's what happens. It's we got these bloody chains. It's pretty disturbing and disgusting. There's a one up in those boxes. Not those particular, but if you stand on them and there's more boxes, but Marky doesn't do that. He ain't playing no games. I wasn't for the winning run either, so, screw that noise. It is very boisterous and confusing. Yeah, we haven't even really got to the really hard part, and I put hard in quotations. You can't really see my air quotes, but they are existing nonetheless. Not really, I can say they are though. So here, you see this bridge? It's obviously stable, right guys? Yeah, it's obviously stable, and we see even more of it in the next level. It's pretty awesome, yeah, look at that. Look at that wonderful goodness! And that awesome playing. Wow, I wish I was as skilled as the person, and even the next level is some pretty interesting playing, which we'll get to in a moment. That's the level where I wall jumped, by the way, in case you're wondering, the underground water vein. Yeah, so look at this. Like, I never did this like this. I tell you what. Every time I would hop on some fish and glide over to where you have to go, because it's like really freaking. Look at that skill. He did this part toolless, by the way. I just figured I'll point that out before we get into the next room, because yeah, and waterfalls. We'll be seeing those waterfalls. It's like we're playing SMBX. Like, the waterfalls here don't exist, but waterfalls that we'll see later on do exist. Like, look at that. It took him a while, I think, but he said it's consistent, so I believe him. So he's just waiting around. Sucker. I just flew over it. Not flew, but I hovered. Well, I'll tell you where I flew. I will tell you what I did when I cheated these levels, because it's getting to the point, and I'm still at that point, where if I can find a break, I will probably do it. It's a little confusing how the bullets are kind of bullets sometimes, but not bullets other times in that one generator, because like every generator has to exist in this level. It's pretty amazingly awesome. We're not even done seeing the fish. So here I would just kind of fly up, and I'll tell you why, because that wing is not there. But those are instant death munchers, obviously they're in this hack. But yeah, you have to be in the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop, and if you jump up on that pipe and then jump across and hover, you can skip this entire room. Sorry Marky, but you actually did it, and that sucks. But he kind of didn't do it legitly, because it's kind of really stupid. I don't like this room at all. It's very evil and monotonous, and you cannot know exactly where you're stepping is safe. But it sure does look like he's doing it to us until that part. That's what gave it away, Marky. That's what did it. And for you, you shouldn't have been so crazy, so crazy. And this part's really easy. I never died to it, but apparently he did. So he was continuing onward with his usage of verbs and adjectives and connotations. And that other word, that innuendos, that's the word I'm thinking of. I had to think of a certain word before it to remember what word that actually is. Yeah, so you see the waterfall, and wow, that was some amazing skill there. You did it. You did crazy things. You dodged and required power-ups. Are bound, because what we need that springboard to live. There's no other way to beat this stage unless you have a cape still, which, I mean, I guess you could. I would have, because I would have. I don't really remember my winning run much. It's been weeks since I played it today. Yeah, so I knew all of this. I knew what was going on. I knew where the thing was, because I opened this hack up in Lunar Magic often while playing, no less. I like the star, except it's kind of from Demo World. Now, isn't it? Now, isn't it, you little rascal, you? Yep, the last of MarkyJoe is to be seen in this in this. I was using capes, but I did do this level legitly. I did until one part. There's a cape in that box, but you wouldn't have got it. So it requires you to do the glitch, and I didn't even know about the glitch. Well, I wouldn't have unless I did not see Faltos play Super Mario Returns by KT, because it uses the same wind, strangely enough, and that glitch is a present. But to require it? Are you mad? Like, I mean, granted, it's kind of neat, I guess, but when you consider the wind that is... Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's a setting customizable, but it is ridiculous. Well, I haven't played much wind levels, but I've never played it where it's this forceful and you can just barely go anywhere. You kind of missed a power up there, dude. You could have got a cape, but you don't care because you have save states. Sorry, but here is where you should use a save state because it's BS and you will probably die a billion times there. I got there once and I did not save state, so it took me a good like hour or 2 or 3 to get back there, and then I could put my thingy there. That level took me many hours. It even took him down to 33 lives from 99, so even he had trouble. So here's the first play in my action, you can see, because I brought capes. I do this for every level except one. You can't tell, but that is pushing me downward. There's wind and currents in these waters, and it's kind of confusing because you cannot see it. And you can go underneath here if you'd like to. I decided not to, but I didn't really need to go back. So this level isn't hard. There is not much difficult about it at all, really. I mean, there's instant death munchers, but that's really the only thing that makes this level challenging. And they're not really in a challenging section, or should I say completely BS section, until the next room. And it just takes so long to go through. It's just annoyance after annoyance. So I did a thing. I'm not too proud of myself, but I don't care, because I only did it once, and I even like got through the part where I couldn't get through at any other time before. So, you know, there's that. There's a one up to the left. I didn't bother getting it because I didn't really need to, because I'm not playing with lives anymore, and then for some reason the button wasn't working. It's pretty swell when the button doesn't work, because then you have to press it more and more and hope that it works. Here's like a maze thing that I don't even think I've ever done without looking it up, because it was just getting annoying. It's actually really easy to do this without any cape or fireball. You just kind of activate them and like duck in front of them, and they just swim right above you. It's pretty easy. I should have kind of showed it off for one of them, but I was kind of not in the mood for waiting around. I was just like, I just want to swim and swim fast. And like the first time I actually went through here, I did like have it written down, but after that I just have it so memorized. Like it's pretty sad. Like all the other paths are completely dead ends except for fish. Those pipes don't work. Just in case you were curious, I figured you were. I didn't really feel like showing off though, because it's not really worth it. Don't really care. So yeah, this is a pretty weird level. Also, there's no water on the bottom tile layer. It's pretty fantastic when you suddenly discover a magical pit that you wouldn't know was otherwise there, because most of this level has floor. You will see in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, maybe the bush tiles kind of give it away. I mean, I guess that's a good indicator of something besides coins. But yeah, you know, like sometimes they're round, but you can't really just tell. I've never actually went that path above because it's just a one-up. You'll see it when we come around. There is slowdown. There shouldn't be, but this hack managed to cause slowdown. That's pretty awesome of it. I really wish it wouldn't. There's a tunnel here with them currents. There's the one up I've never touched. Those munchers are insta-death, but you should know this. Now, if you don't, well, you can pick up a block, but they usually will break on each other. But this part's pretty much impossible to get past without taking damage. I've done it many ways, and like, you have to precisely do something with the block. I don't know what it is since I never did it. There was a pause, I think I was receiving tea, and I kinda, you know, just cut it out. I didn't put it yet, don't worry, there was no reason for me to put a save state there, but there might be in a few seconds, so that's pretty swell. Yeah, I'm getting pretty sick of these instant-death munchers and their abominable hitboxes, and that's pretty silly. Yep, so you got a free cape here. It's pretty awesome. Hello there, cape. I'm glad to see you. Some more current action. And if you go too fast, you get a bit... Oh no, actually that's a pit where I fell into once, and there's a pit right here too, in front of me, where the urchins are going. You might see me go into it, because I want to press the down button to go across, but pressing the down button makes you go super fast, because there's a current. And here's where I dropped the tool. Oh man. As you can see, there's a little cut there because I loaded it, but once only. Only once, because when I came up here, the first time I ever did it and got through here, this abominable section, because why does it exist, I don't know, but like, that was the first time I got through there. Every other time I died to those stupid goddamn munchers, and they really upset me. And then here, like, I did something stupid, like I went down, I was like, oh no, I can't go through here, I must double back, and I doubled back right into some munchers. But, you know, right here, I've never even seen this part while actually playing. I did see it in Lunar Magic, but it's kind of different because the urchins like move and they're in different locations, and they're also indifferent to your survival. So I just kind of barely grazed across some urchins. Granted, it's not that bad. Like, I mean, it's kind of alright design perspective wise. I mean, if you figure it out, it's alright. And then, you know, you just kind of do it. And we're repeating old ground. We've already did this, Santa Kitty. I'm sorry. But then you can actually see there's a hole. And here I just do some, like, sexy, amazing playing skills. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And I was, like, super happy. Because that could have murdered me 10 ways from Friday. And it would have been sad. It would have been quite the depression. There's nothing in that pipe. You can't get to it anyway. Sorry, but you can't. Well, you might be able to go underneath the world. This level, it's actually, like, in a weird way, not that bad, but it also is at the same time, considering what I do to it. I utterly, like, just skip parts. Skip parts. I hate when that happens, because going down you can, but so you gotta jump through freaking booze, and it just doesn't work out really too well. Like, you don't keep your power up, basically, but, you know, going through there, sometimes you get through there quick, sometimes you gotta hammer on the button. I probably broke my controller pretty badly. So this section just kind of happens. You gotta make sure you're right there and you duck and also face away so that the boo doesn't chase you. So yeah, Anarchy should just be banned from ever using ghost sprite sets. Just gonna put that out there as an opinionated thing, because you gotta, like, do boo circles, and you know, this, like, really, like, yeah, that's what you're seeing. Just lines of rows of insta-death with 2-tile gaps. Now, every time I went and did that jump and I accidentally didn't duck, I always made it, but sometimes when I was ducking, I'd screw it up. It was pretty silly. I don't show some of this off, I'm sorry, but it's not really, you're not really missing anything. You gotta, like, spin jump on some boos too, and wait for a boo circle, and there's another, like, 2-tile jump, and then another boo circle. I've done it all many times, but I will show you off some things, like how you do it when you're small, the 2 tile gaps. And this was like the first run that I got there, which was my second run of this level. And just watch how far I get on my second run of the level. I should have just not cut that because I wasn't really thinking, but yeah, that's what you have to do. Even with a cape, like, it's actually harder with a cape. I tried that many times and I could not get past it again. And I tried that section many times and I could not get past it without just kind of using a tool in front of it. And I apologize, but I don't really care. This hack is getting me frustrated. I died to this level probably like 7 times, and that is 8 more times than I should have, because all it is just SMB 1 and lost levels. It's pretty sad. And yeah, I just kind of skipped this room because I timed up on my first death because I was futzing a little too much. And yeah, you're not missing much. If you played Super Mario 1-1, and if you haven't, I don't know, like, pause this video right now and like emulate it. I don't know, but it's an experience that is worth having. I don't know. It's what single-handedly saved the video game industry. That is a title only one video game can have because it single-handedly did it. Now, you might be wondering, yeah, I scrolled the screen just to indicate it does go on. Is there anything beyond there? Well, you can go there, but it just resets that section. So, that's awesome. And this level was, I forget, I think it's like 5-3 or something, because we just do a 1-1 and 1-2. I think this is 5-3. It was mentioned recently by a person and the bullet generator. There's a bullet generator in the original game. I kind of don't know how it works because it's been a while since I've played it. But yeah, bullet generators are fun. But this section is short, so you can mostly rush it. I've literally just held the run and right button one of the times because, you know, that's just how it goes. I don't know which one this is, but it is a castle. I'm guessing it's 5 castle or 6 castle. I don't know the levels that well, but you know, it's been a very long time since I've played that one to completion, at least, because I was futzing around with it one day and then I just stopped playing. I don't remember the reasons, but probably I was getting annoyed with the physics because I'm so used to the physics in this game, and I've played this so much better, this section. It depresses me. The background's pretty nice. It's like not really SMB, but and I accidentally went here. I was convinced, and also you can do that if you're holding the run and the jump button, just get on that platform. And I was trying it for the longest, but I couldn't get it because I'd always go in that first one. But I was convinced that, like, they all have a sub-map like that, just sends you that sub-map. But I was convinced that if you do that, it just sends you back to the first level, and you don't have enough time for that. So I was lucky. There's also a secret sub-map in the last, there's a secret sub-level in the last sub-level we were in. And it's just a cloud bonus, but I deemed it taking too much time to do, so I didn't bother. This is the Lost Levels level. I'm not really sure what the last section we played, but this is 1-1 of Lost Levels. It's pretty awesome. Well, you know what, so, I mean, some of these are lesser seen, so I guess, but still, it's just kind of remakes. I was gonna do a joke when we saw Deja Vu on the map, and I was gonna be like, Deja Vu? Oh no, we're playing every Kitty hack in existence. But then I deemed it too jerkish to say, so I didn't say it, but I said it again. And playing this level feels exactly like the level that I played from Luigi's Adventure 2. And I'm not entirely sure if this level is a replica to the level in... well, we just did a Lost Levels section, so I'm gonna assume Lost Levels, but it could just be the original SMB, I guess. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry. I should. I know. But I deem that a worthy cause because at anything, I would have a power up. But yeah, this feels eerily similar to Luigi's Adventure 2. But at the same time, I would think someone would have pointed that out to me, like, hey dude, you said you liked this level, but it's really just an exact replica of another level that existed, right? Which, I mean, wouldn't surprise me at all, but, you know, I'm a jerk. But they go away, and also, you know, you don't have to worry about them, but it's the end of the level. So I died to this sub-level, like, maybe 3 or 4 times. I think saying 7 times was generous. I think it was only 5 or 6, but I could be mistaken. It might have only been 4. Maybe I only died in this room. I'm not really entirely sure. I'm not really sure which level this is, because it's kind of just throw 3 of every enemy in a row or more, and then, you know, just kind of walk around. It's not really doing a whole lot, but, you know, it seems longer than your typical SMB or SMB Lost levels. Here I do something incredibly stupid. There's nothing in these boxes. I wish I could tell my past self that, but I cannot. I cannot time travel just yet. I do not have pyramid technology. I'm sorry, everyone who thought I did. Yeah, so that happens, and then I go to the next set of boxes, and I find one. It's pretty nuts. Oh, the bullets have a little bit of a green tinge to them. That would be a super difficult jump with the original physics, but with this game, it's just kind of like a skip and a hop. And when I took that damage, I was like, oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, like, so deep in, and it's gonna, like, I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be the exit right here, and it really is, like, just a stone's throw away. I'm sorry, sometimes I have to swallow. I know I just kind of ramble on these videos. I never really stop talking at all. I mean, I just kind of prefer it that way. If you're gonna commentate, do it right, which isn't even a clarification of anything. I watch plenty of people who take mild pauses, but I'm not one of them, and should I be? I don't know, maybe you watch me because I talk non-stop, a clock, a phone. This level is freaking hate incarnation. I don't like it, really. I mean, like, some sections are kind of neat, but at the same time, it's just kind of way too long. And I did get through this section, like, a few times. This isn't just my first time through here that I actually beat it, but I've one time got a cape into that door, and this time isn't it. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, it didn't really matter that much, but in the long and short run, it just didn't. It just didn't. This is all just simple learning. You be at the front of the thing, and you win. Well, sort of, theoretically speaking, almost. You know, you gotta spam torpedo Teds if you're making an airship level. It's the only way to do it. Like, look at this. Like, this is absurd. I could have made it in there with 2 caves, but I don't even get 1 in. Trust me, I know I was playing the damn thing, because I didn't duck there. Oh man! Oh no! Oh no! It's over! You showed that you're playing on an emulator. Those jumps are ridiculous, man. They are absurd. And they're only made easier by the fact if you have a cape, but if your button decides to not work, then you kind of lost your only time with the cape. But I'm glad it happened this way. It was a happy accident that I put myself a little checkpoint there, because I don't want to do this at any other way. I mean, I could probably do this room and maybe even the next room in one go, but I don't really feel like wasting time, honestly. And then once you get to one room, there's like 2 rooms. There's technically 3 rooms in this that are utterly nightmares, but the last one isn't too bad, I guess. But you'll see, these are not pipes. I didn't check any one of them, but they're probably not pipes. But they have plant dwellers. Okay, so here you get here. This room is a non-room. I beat it on my first try, except I didn't, because you wouldn't have saw a cut. Yeah, it's pretty simple, and I got myself 2 caves my first time through, but I accidentally jumped it. So yeah, it's just this, and you can go to the top left if you want a 1-up. I hit that guy while I was still not completely on the platform, and I fell to my death. I usually like cloud sections. I have one in Jump, actually, technically two. There's your cut. I wonder what happened in between that cut. Probably like a half hour at least worth of playing. Yeah, it's like you don't really have much place to move. You gotta kind of hit the baseballs, and there's a floor of spikes. Sometimes the baseballs just pass right through you. They don't care that you're spinning your cape. If you are not exactly moving, you kind of gotta bait them. And if you let that guy spew, like you don't have a cape, you're pretty much dead. You hit that guy, you probably are gonna phase right through him and die. If you hit that guy, he will chase after you and probably kill you. And I didn't, like, this is only like the second time I got to this area. It's pretty crazy how that works. So I mean, maybe this level isn't as bad as I make it out to be, but it's really freaking annoying. You see that? The only reason I survived there, I think, was because I had invincibility frames. And this room is also pretty nuts, as you'll see in a moment as I demonstrate. Oh, we're playing Depraved Stronghold, oh man! No, it's worse than Depraved Stronghold, even though I've never actually beat that level without tools, and I don't know if I ever plan on. So here, you kind of just have to know that if you rush, you will die, and you have to just take your time. That's the last one you have to jump. This is like the worst jump, and once you get past there, you beat it. That's it. That's all that happens. That jump's pretty easy, and then, oh man, so hard just spin jumping this took me a lot longer than it should have, but at the same time, one of the times I spun jump off the explosion, and every subsequent one I was trying to, you know, like, recreate it, but it would often cause my death, and I didn't really care so much because it was random being. That you kind of have to figure out, because any other way you die, you have to kind of spin jump on it to get you across the other one, because you, like, on a floor dweller, you will probably get hit. You might be able to get up there and just bypass this whole section, but it's completely BS luck based, because if they delay like that, you can actually get past it, but if they don't delay, you'll probably get through that and through the smashy blocks, and then you'll just get hit, and then once you do that, you get hit like every time here. Actually, I got hit pretty soon. Like, usually it's here where I die. I don't know how. I just kind of got through there miraculously. Now I get over here, and I knew something was coming for me. That's just how Anna-Kitty rolls. But I didn't think of it right away, so at the last minute I pressed the button, and I beat it! And I'm done. I don't care. I won't ever do that without tools. Sorry. See you guys.